What's happening, guys? It's Bharat Nagpal for iGyan.in, and today we're going to be reviewing the new Sony HX10V point-and-shoot small digital camera. Now, this is one of the many zoom lens cameras that Sony has launched in the recent days in India, and this one comes in at a price of about 17,000 rupees in the market. Now, it has some interesting features, the most prominent of them being the 18.2 megapixel Sony Exmor-R sensor. It's a Exmor-R CMOS image sensor, and it has 16x optical zoom. The other features include HD video on ABC HD. It also has a 3-inch 921,000 dot LCD display, which has a nice resolution. It is fairly lightweight. With the battery inserted, the total weight is about 234 grams. Overall, the camera is fairly small and fits easily in the hand, no matter how you're shooting it. So it's a comfortable camera to use in day-to-day usage, and we have no complaints with that. Now, once you power on the camera, you'll see the zoom lens pop out, and then it becomes a really long lens camera. Now, the 16x optical zoom is great, but you can also go ahead and zoom up to 41 or actually 40x in digital zoom. Still, since it's an 18 megapixel sensor, you can still zoom in about 10x more without losing a lot of quality in the image. So it just basically crop zooms in instead of zooming in with a digital format. So that's absolutely brilliant for the image quality. The battery inside the camera is a fairly long life battery. We got about 300 shots on this. It's 960 milliamps, and we got about 300 images of the camera in one single shot. We faced quite a lot of challenges while shooting on this camera, and we're going to discuss that right about now. So the first thing that happens is there are a couple of modes on the top dial over here: Intelligent Auto, Superior Auto, Program Auto. You have Manual Mode, where you can set the shutter speed and the aperture value. You have Eye Sweep Panorama. You have Movie Mode, which records a full HD video at 30 frames per second in AVC HD format. Then you have 3D image format, which what it basically does is clicks two 3D images, and you have to display it on a 3D television. Since the display is not a 3D display, you can't see images in 3D. Then you also have scene selection modes, and you have tons of scenes here. Soft scan, soft snap, anti-motion blur, landscape shooting, backlight correction, HDR shooting, tons of scene modes endlessly. And then you have something which is called background defocus, which is essentially going to let you pull out of focus or blur the background of the subject that you're shooting. So that's great. And then coming back to Intelligent Auto. Intelligent Auto is the easiest mode to start clicking pictures in, but there is a slight problem, and I'm going to discuss that in just a minute once I go ahead and look at the rest of the features of the exterior. Now, on the right hand side of the camera is an HDMI port for connection with an HD television. This will support 3D images output, so you can output your 3D images through here. You also have a strap connection point, so you can connect your lanyard or a strap or a charm or anything that you would like to do. You also have a standard tripod mount screw hole over here, so you can mount it to standard tripods. And you have a micro USB port at the bottom, which is used for charging as well as data syncing. Now, the biggest problem with this port is that you have to either keep your camera like this or keep it like this, and we're not too happy about that. We would have liked some sort of a dock, but Sony doesn't provide a dock for this. I'm sure you can find a dock for a mobile phone that actually fits this, or you can probably find a dock that would fit this, but Sony doesn't make a dock proprietary for this, or even if it does, it's not available in India. So if you have a single shot, I'm just going to quickly take a single shot. It clicks the image and shows it to you over there. But if you're in, say, a scene mode, and I'm going to get into scene mode right now. So what it does now is that it takes a long time to process the image, and we are not too happy with that. The shutter lag is more than required, and that makes it a lot less interesting for us. So if you go into Superior Auto and you click an image, it starts processing. It takes about 3 seconds before you can click the second image. So in Programmed Auto mode, for example, if I'm in continuous shooting and if I start clicking images, after it clicks the images, it will take some time to record them. And because of that, it takes a long time before you can start shooting again. So it takes about 5 seconds for it to save all those images before you can go ahead and start looking at other images. Now the menu interface is really intuitive and really fun and easy to use. Basic menu navigation is easy, and once you go into preview, all your continuous images are bundled up as a set of images, and all your shots are usually bundled up as a series of shots. So if you've ever been taking continuous images, they will show up as a set of images, and then you can scroll left or right to go to a different set of images that you've clicked. We noticed that the sensor is really amazing outdoors. You get really nice images. Our panorama shots, as you can see over here, this is a feature in the camera itself. It plays the panorama from left to right like a video. So that's absolutely brilliant. So this is a panorama image that we clicked, and you can see that it's brilliantly captured the panorama without any errors in it. You can see macro images are absolutely brilliant as well. Now the lens on the camera is a 35mm equivalent focal length, so it's from 24mm to 384mm on its full 16x zoom. The f-stop is from 3.3 to 5.9 in aperture, and that makes it not a great performer indoors. Low light performance was average on the camera, especially in video mode. We're not too happy with that. Image stabilization is absolutely phenomenal. The camera also has an inbuilt GPS receiver, so it will save your images and geotag them so that you can look at all your images on a map. The included software is also easy to use. Now you do have a lot of picture effects in the menu as well, and you can select which picture effect you want to use before you click the image, and that's absolutely brilliant. The filters are fun and easy to use, but they do require a lot of processing time. Apart from the picture effect, you can also jump into other things in the menu, like your still image size, white balance settings, focus modes, metering modes, all these continuous shooting intervals, smile detection sensitivity. All these features are inbuilt into the camera and make it fun and easy to use. Now the camera comes with a 4GB SD card in the box. That SD card is a class 4 SD card, is also one of the reasons why the image processing time is so long. If you do upgrade to a faster card, the image processing time decreases, but the camera shutter lag remains. It's not a quick shooter, that's for sure, but it does come out with some high quality pictures. Now in all modes, you have a quick movie button which is over here, so you can start shooting movie whenever and wherever you are, and it'll immediately start recording video. Now the only problem with this is, there is a slight problem, and the only problem is that when you're recording video, it will not give you options or settings of that. So it will record in full HD at your format, but for video settings you need to go into movie mode before you can actually set up the settings. So that's something that we feel could have been different for the camera. So we have ISO rating from 100 to all the way up to 12,800 ISO, which makes it a really high ISO. But we saw that images were only good till up to 3200. After that we faced a lot of noise in the images, and we were not too happy with the image results. Overall, we are pretty impressed with the camera. You do have an inbuilt flash as well. The flash is good, and it does draw a lot of distance. You do get a flash up to 28 feet, which is actually pretty good. At the end of it all, the Sony HX10B is one of the many cameras that Sony has come out. The zoom lens is pretty good, and you got really nice images at long distances. It's a fairly simple and easy to use point and shoot camera with a lot of features inside. The only one thing that it's actually missing out is Wi-Fi, and that's been added in many of the cameras nowadays. It does have an inbuilt GPS sensor, so it will load up your images and save their location as well. It has a lot of shooting modes for amateurs as well as professionals who will appreciate this camera as an additional camera. For first time shooters and for starters, this camera will make an easy to use camera. Full HD video and really nice image stabilization along with image effects, and a lot of tweaks that you can do to the images make this a fun camera to use, and one of the good cameras available in the market. Price is about 17,000 rupees. So there you go, guys. For more unboxing videos, reviews and tutorials, log on to iGyan.in. If you have any questions or queries, you can leave them in the comment section below, or on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Do take out the time and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/iGyan, youtube.com/iGyanTV. For iGyan Networks, this has been Bharat Nagpal. Thank you guys for watching.